Good afternoon, and welcome to this episode of Math. I am your host. Tonight we are talking about special right triangle homework number 2. This is your homework due Thursday, April 23rd or Friday, April 24th, depending on which class you're in. So here's an example of a problem. We want you to find the value of y. And we also want you to find the value of, I don't know, we'll call it w. Okay? So we're trying to find the value of y and the value of w given this triangle. Well, what I want you to realize, it is a special triangle, and it is special for two reasons. Number one, it is a right triangle, so it's a special right triangle. But because we know that the side with w and the side with y are the same, that means that this is a 45 and this is also a 45. Okay? So check that for sure, that that's a 45, 45, 90 triangle. Okay. Next, what we're going to do, the step number one is always write your rule. So your rule triangle, if it's a 45, 45, 90, right? This is x, this is x, this is x root 2. That's that, and that's that, and that's that. Okay. So this is your rule triangle, and this will always be true for your 45, 45, 90s. It's an x, x, x root 2. That's a 45, and that is 45. Okay. So if that's true, how do you find w and y? What I want you to see is look at this side here. We know in the rule triangle that this is x root 2, right? Well, we know in our example problem over here that that's a 7. Not an x root 2, but a 7. So what we're going to do is we're going to say that 7 equals x root 2. Why? Because this is here and this guy's here. They're the exact same spot in the triangle. Now we're going to divide both sides by a square root of 2. Divide by a square root of 2. These will cancel out. We're going to have 7 divided by square root of 2. Please double check my math, as 4.95 approximately is equivalent to x. Okay? So now that we've got that thing, what we can say is we're going to rewrite this triangle. Okay? And we're going to rewrite it and say, okay, Mr. Miller, now this is definitely still a 45, 45, 90. That never changed. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. Okay? That never changed. But what is going to change is it's not a 7 anymore. This is going to be 4.95 root 2. And this will be y, and this will be w, and that is still going to be 90 degrees, and it's still going to look like that. Okay? So what happened here is this 7 is not in the x root 2 form. So we had to figure out what x was. So we set 7 equal to x root 2. Divide by root 2, divide by root 2. You get 4.95 is equivalent to x. So that means that if you go over here, this 7 turns into 4.95 times root 2. If you don't believe me, take this 4.95 and multiply it by a square root of 2. And let's do that for fun. Times the square root of 2. And we get 6.999999998. Okay? It's approximately 6.9999, which is close enough to 7. Wouldn't you agree? Okay. So now we got this thing. Okay. Here's our arrow here. So now we've got this thing. How do we find how do we find w and y now? Let's go back to our rule triangle. If this is your rule, this is 45 and 45, that's an x and that's an x, right? Okay. Well, if this is x root 2, this is just x. So let's go down here and apply that to this guy. This is x root 2, and that's just x. Well, guess what? This is 4.95 root 2. So if this is 4.95 root 2, this is just 4.95. This is the same. It's just 4.95. So what we can say is, oh yeah, w is equivalent to 4.95, and because they're the same side, length y is also equivalent to 4.95. Okay, there you go. If you don't believe me, you're going to get 4.95 squared plus 4.95 squared is equivalent to 4.95 root 2 squared. The Pythagorean theorem will work. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. If you plug these values in, it will work. I want you to go ahead and check it. Okay, thanks for watching.